You know what today also is? Today is National Lighthouse Day.
These national days.
Look, there's a day for everything.
There
Thank
is.
goodness we wouldn't have a show.
Is. Yeah, that is true.
we wouldn't have anything to talk about.
We need a national day for the show.
So here's another cool thing that producer Brian did. So on North Carolina's coast alone, you can find 7 lighthouses. That's pretty cool. Some are older than others. All of them are landmarks that draw tourists, and they make some of the best photographs for sure. And one in particular is celebrating a very big milestone, 200 years. Bald Head Island.
My kind of place.
Brian, that's right, Coach. Brian recently took a trip to visit.
As soon as you pull into the bay, she comes into view. Normally, Old Baldy is not how you would talk about a lady, especially one that's 200 years old. But on this island, that name is a term of endearment.
She is looking good for 200, but that's because of the stewardship of the Old Baldy Foundation.
Chris Webb is the executive director of the foundation. She heads up a team and a community that have worked hard to make sure this historic lighthouse stands tall for many years to come.
We spent over $300,000 this year to give her quite a facelift.
They gave the structure a facelift, but they didn't mess with her look.
The splotches are our trademark. Old Baldy's mottled, sort of splotchy look comes from the repair of the mortar.
Now you would cause a revolt if you tried to change her spots. They, along with her octagon shape, have become her trademark. She was built in 1817, stands 110 feet tall, the centerpiece of this beautiful island, which is located just 2 miles across the Cape Fear River from Southport. She is no longer a navigational aid. They decommissioned her in 1935. Now, she is just a proud monument to the history of our coast.
The lighthouse is a treasure for all of North Carolina. It's the oldest lighthouse in North Carolina that's still standing. And I think this year, our 200th birthday, has really highlighted the fact that this is a great day trip. This lighthouse belongs to everyone.
For a small fee, you can learn about her history and even climb the 108 steps to the top. Then just a 9-rung ladder to get to the lantern room. I found all ages making the journey. This lady made her first trip. You've been coming here for many years.
Yeah, but it was the first time I said, okay, 79 be good, than 80.
Yes, she did say she was 79 years young, making the trip with her grandson.
It's beautiful up here. It's a great view.
That great view is always the payoff when you climb a lighthouse. The views are amazing. Each direction you look, you see the beauty of Bald Head Island. And although there isn't a deck to walk around at the top, I managed to stick my camera out the window to share this view of the lantern room. There's nothing like being at the top of a lighthouse.
It was beautiful. 360-degree view of the harbor. It was really pretty.
Whether you're from Waxhaw like the Green family,
we like doing these and we always look back and laugh about the experience or what we liked about it.
Or San Francisco like the Osborne brothers,
everything looks really small.
Old Baldy always seems to impress her guests, and in some cases, wear them out.
It's a workout.
It's a workout? But everyone agrees that a visit to Old Baldy is special and never gets old, even if you visit every day.
I'm going to work at a lighthouse where many, many people went before me. Keepers, they had a much harder job than I do.
She gets to drive into this beautiful office every day. But for guests like me, we take in one last view as the ferry pulls away. Just like other boaters have done for the past 200 years. On Bald Head Island, I'm Brian Stevenson for Morning Break.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So I asked you guys about your favorite lighthouses. What's yours?
My favorite is on the West Coast. This is north of San Francisco. It's Point Reyes Lighthouse. It's on the Point Reyes National Seashore. So it's about, I would guess, 35, 40 miles north of San Francisco up into the Marin Headlands, right there along the Pacific coastline and on a pretty stunning cliff. One of my favorites.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. Coach, what's yours?
Goat Island. Goat Island, that is in Kennebunkport, Maine. And it is so cool, and it's one of the lighthouses where the lighthouse keeper still lives on the premises.
Oh, very
cool.
neat.
That's
yeah,
really
so
cool.
I've always loved that place. And something about lighthouses is so much peace.
Yeah.
It's just something peaceful about
It is
them.
neat.
I have to brag on this one. This is the Southeast Light on Block Island in Rhode Island.
Wow.
And this lighthouse, I remember as a kid, they moved this because it was too close to the edge of a cliff. So they had to slide it back. And I remember they put it on rails and they used ivory soap to slide it back.
Wow.
I remember that as a little kid. Yeah. So we went out and watched. And it was a very painstaking process, but it's a beautiful lighthouse.
I watched a fascinating documentary on a mega move where they did that, where they slid the, and I think it was wasn't it the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse? I believe that several years ago, I believe it had to be moved back along the Cape Hatteras seashore. I think that's true.
Maybe.
That they had to.
Al says
Al
yes.
says right. Yeah, they had to slide that one back to preserve it.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Lighthouses are very, very cool.
And there's a major move across the country too to preserve them and to keep their history alive. So
with